Wuchang, Fallen Feathers, had my attention from the start. The visual design is moody and atmospheric, the setting feels fresh with its Eastern horror-inspired aesthetic, and the premise of a female pirate battling through a plague-ridden land intrigued me. At first glance it promised a hauntingly beautiful experience, and to be fair, the world building and environmental art are impressive for a first-time studio. But then comes the gameplay, and here's where things fell apart for me. The story begins with Bai Wuchang waking up in a cave with amnesia. A mysterious feathering disease plagues the land, and your journey takes you through forests, ruined castles, and villages filled with nightmarish creatures. There's an interesting foundation here, but the storytelling suffers from the usual Souls-like problem. Everything is vague and fragmented, different characters pop in and out without much explanation. Were any of them important? Who knows? About combat and gameplay, I didn't like the combat at all. It's a typical Souls-like formula and it feels slow and clunky. In fact, spamming one basic attack worked surprisingly well for most encounters. But the moment I tried to use other buttons or combos for experiment, I failed miserably. Frustrating. Add to this the traditional die and restart from the last checkpoint mechanic. Every death sends you back. Enemies respawn and your resources vanish unless you retrieve them. I know it's a core Souls-like feature, but it's one of the reasons I hate these games, and Wuchang doesn't offer any difficulty settings to ease the experience. For players like me who want accessibility or an adjustable challenge, this is a big miss. To its credit, Wuchang does introduce a few twists, a massive skill tree which adds customization options. A madness meter mechanic makes you stronger but also more fragile and eventually spawns monsters to guard your loot if you push it too far. These are clever ideas, but they weren't enough to make the combat feel rewarding. Visually, Wuchang is dark, brooding, and appropriately gothic with Chinese cultural influences. I enjoyed the enemy designs and diverse biomes. The audio was serviceable, but forgettable voice acting is decent, and the music is atmospheric, but nothing memorable. I really wanted to like Wuchang Fallen Feathers. I admire the concept, the setting, and the ambition behind this first entry from Lindsay Games. Fans of the genre may probably like it more, but for me, the vague storytelling, clunky combat, frustrating checkpoint system, and lack of difficulty options made this a chore rather than a joy. I want entertainment which relieves my stress, not causes more stress. If you're a die-hard Souls-like fan, you might find something to love here. If you're like me and struggle with the genre's quirks, Wuchang won't change your mind. Good for genre fans, but not for everyone.